Hi there everyone, so continuing on my trend of resurrecting old dead tags that no one ever tags me in, I'm going to complete the TMI tag, because I've got too much information that I've been holding back from you. Let's get started. What are you wearing? I'm currently wearing my button-up top from Uniqlo, and my Ravenclaw jumper. Ravenclaw, represent, that's right. You can't spell Ravenclaw without the letters of Evan, if you think about it. Like, Ravenclaw really should be the new name of it. I would vote that. Anyone in favor? Ravenclaw? It is the softest jumper I've ever owned, and I love it so much. Ever been in love? I feel like this is an actual TMI question for one of these types of videos, and like, have I ever been in love? I don't actually know that. I know I've been infatuated with a couple different people. I've definitely had crushes. I've definitely loved a lot of people. But have I been in love? I don't know. Ever had a terrible breakup? It depends on what your definition of terrible is. I'd say it was terrible for me, and I did this to myself. I felt that my girlfriend and I weren't getting along at the Renaissance Fair, as you do. Super cool guy I am. And so I was like, you know what? Why don't we just break up? And she was like, yes. She took that. I gave it to her on a silver platter. I think she just wanted to break up with me, and she didn't know how to. She was trying to figure out how she could break up with me, and then I just gave it to her. I was like, oh yeah? Why don't we just break up? And she's like, yeah, that's a great idea. And so I broke up with myself, basically. How tall are you? When you're as tall as I am, you don't actually have to know the exact number, because people will be sure to tell you, whoa, you're so tall. Nice to meet you. You're really tall. Hell, have anyone ever told you you're tall? No. I'm like 6'4"-ish. How much do you weigh? I don't know. Last time I measured myself, which was a couple months ago, was like 180, which I feel like is fine since I'm so tall, I hope. I don't even know if that's a good weight, but I feel healthy with myself, and I feel like that's really all that matters. Any tattoos? No, but I got this pretty cool scar. Any piercings? No, but I got this pretty cool scar. In reality, though, I don't have any tattoos or piercings, but I have considered getting a tattoo in the very recent past. Like, just something very small, little wrist tattoo, maybe some song lyrics that I really like, or maybe something that represents travel to me, or Lord of the Rings. OTP? I answered this question a year ago, and my answer still stands the same. Gotta go with Zalfie. Favorite show? I feel like my favorite show changes like every year, because I'm always watching new things, and my old favorite shows stop being a thing, but I feel like overall, The Office in the US is definitely like my favorite show of all time. Currently though, I've been watching a lot of Seinfeld and it's amazing, so that's what my favorite show is this month. Favorite bands? Currently I'm really into Porter Robinson, Carly Rae Jepsen, Andrew McMahon and the Wilderness, 21 Pilots, and Fall Out Boy. It's like a weird assortment. Something you miss? I honestly really miss free time. I used to have so much free time when I was in college, when I was in high school. I used to be able to just play video games very often. I used to be able to just hang out very often. And nowadays, it's just constantly doing things every single hour of every single day and planning to make sure I get a video up here and I travel vlog here and I have to work full time. And so free time doesn't come easy. And when I do get it, I cherish it, and I cherish it, and I cherish it. Favorite song? I wake up to find it's another 4 hours per morning, and I dive in. I put on the same clothes I wore yesterday. When did society say we had to change and wash a tee after every individual use? If it's not dirty, I'm gonna wear it. I'm Ready by Jack's Mannequin. I nailed it. I need caffeine in the bloodstream. I take caffeine in the bloodstream. How old are you? I am 25. And you know what? It feels weird saying that, because that's such a big number. I am 25 years old. That is such a big number. I feel normal. I don't feel old. I feel like myself, but yet somehow, geez, I'm like halfway from 20 to 30. 30. Oh. Zodiac sign? I'm a Leo. I love Titanic. It's Bo Burnham. Quality you look for in a partner? Of course I look for quality. I don't look for quantity. I'm not into like multiple women. Just the quality of... I really appreciate a good sense of humor and high levels of intelligence, but in reality it's just gotta like puns. Favorite quote? Life moves pretty fast. If you don't slow down and look around, you might just miss it. It's from Ferris Bueller's Day Off, which is my favorite film. And that quote just means a lot to me, because, like, sometimes when you get really tunnel-visioned into work and into doing a lot of things, you just need to slow down and just take a break. Favorite actor? When I chose this actor, I was like, you know what? I've never seen a movie with this guy where he wasn't the best freaking part of the film. Tom Hanks. You can't not love Tom Hanks. I love Tom Hanks. Freaking every movie, man. I'm a Tom Hanks stan. I'm a Tom Hanks stan. Tom Stanks. Tom Stanks. Favorite color? It's still a mix between blue and orange. Not the actual mix, though. That'd be an ugly color. No offense to people who like orange. I'm talking about just blue and just orange. I like them equally. But I also like a lot of colors. I like this color blue. I also like purple. I like wearing green. I think it makes my eyes look better. You just know this is the TMI tag. I'm just talking too much. Loud music or soft? I really like bands that do both. Like, I love 21 Pilots and Fall Out Boy because there'll be some really acoustic, beautiful songs that just go and I'm like, yes! So I kind of like both. But if I'm in the mood, I'll just listen to some classical. And if I'm in the mood, I'll listen to Slothmore Sump or Slothmore Sump? Slothmore Sump. Or Bumcrack of the Year. Slothmore Sump. Sorry, I completely lost it there. Sophomore slump or come back in the year. Where do you go when you're sad? I feel like for me, a place doesn't matter as much. Like, I want to go home to my bed and I want to sleep. Because for the most part, if I go to sleep when I'm sad, I'm hoping to wake up and feel a bit better. But most times, I'll just go into the hug, the embrace of a friend, and hope that a friend will talk to me about what I'm sad about, and usually that makes me feel better. How long does it take you to shower? It depends on what event I'm going to afterwards. A lot of these questions are really contingent on the time and place that I'm at. I can go and shower in 3 minutes if I'm in a rush, but for the most part, I like to spend a nice 5 to 10 minutes. It's a relaxing place. Hot water, like a little massage on my head. Don't rush me in the shower, okay? I'm not gonna run your water bill off, hopefully, but, I mean, was that a pun? It wasn't. No, what are you talking about? That was a How long does it take you to get ready in the morning? I always tell people I'm really fast at getting ready, and then when it comes down to it, they always beat me. I feel like I could be fast, but I always just take my time. So I'd say like 20 minutes maybe, just to get my hair right, get my clothes on, make sure it matches. 20 minutes. Ever been in a physical fight? I've never told this story on my YouTube channel before, but yes, I was walking with 3 friends past Waterloo, and at one point, these kids ran into me with their fists. They like purposefully like fell into me and punched me in the chest. And I was immediately upset, and I reacted without even thinking. These kids are like maybe 16 years old, and so I had one of those really cool lightsaber umbrellas, and by that I mean you push the button and it zoom, just comes up. So as soon as they fall into me, without thinking, I go, I am now Luke Skywalker, and I just whack the kid right in the back. Like, come on, full-on contact. This kid got a wallop from this old man. However, that was not a good idea, because then the entire gang just turned on me and I went, I didn't say a word. I was speechless as they began to try and jump me. But these little midges were so short, they couldn't come into contact with my face. And I just kept going like this, and they were like coming at me. And I just looked at them because my brain was at this point just dripping over. I had no clue. It was like, fried, what happened? What happens? I don't know. And then eventually my one friend walked up and put his hand out, went, shake the hand, walk away. Shake the hand, walk away. And the kid shook his hand, and we walked away. And I had still not said a word. I was just standing there like, oh my God. And that's why don't ever give me a lightsaber umbrella. I am dangerous. Turn on? Probably the kettle. Turn off? Definitely the oven. That thing needs to be turned off as soon as you're done with it. The reason I joined YouTube? I needed a hobby. My girlfriend and I had just broken up. I couldn't stop thinking about her, so I needed something to get my mind off. And I was watching YouTubers a lot back in the day, and I was like, if this guy can do it, I can do it. I've got a webcam. I've got a microphone. Let's go. And I just started talking to myself and uploading videos and basically just sharing them with my friends going, am I really funny? They were so bad. How did I even keep friends back then? I don't know. Why didn't someone tell me how bad they were? I'm kind of glad they didn't though, because I kept doing it and I got better, and now, I mean, here I am. Hopefully not the worst YouTuber you watch. Fears? I don't have many legitimate fears. A lot of my fears are very small and niche. And for instance, one of them just recently happened yesterday while I was at work. I'm going out the door of the bathroom, which is a door that comes towards me, and right as I'm about to reach the door, this guy pushes the door really widely, and I'm like, and I almost like got in an altercation because I'm always freaking out, thinking that as I reached for the door, someone's gonna like push the door really hard and like break my hand off. And so usually when I'm going towards that bathroom door, I go, coming out. You know, I don't want to get hit, and this almost happened to me, and it's the one time I didn't say anything or make a whistle or cough, and that is a weird fear, but I just don't want to hurt myself going out of the bathroom or any other door for that matter. Last thing that made you cry? It was last year's John Lewis advert that I just watched yesterday to prove to Dodie that it was a much better ad. However, it also did make me tear up a bit because it was just so sweet, and the penguins and the, oh, I love it. Last time you said you loved someone? I just told my mom I loved her on the phone the other day, and I just told Dodie I loved her the other day when I gave her a cup of tea. Like, love is a word I use sparingly, but when I do use it, you know, I mean it. I don't know. I think we talked about this early on in the video. Like, I love people. I'm not in love with people. I'm not in love with my mom. How did this question get to this? You can tell this is an old tag video because the next question is meaning behind your YouTube name. My YouTube name right now is just Evan Edinger. But if you notice, sometimes the URL says Navragnide. That's just Evan Edinger backwards. There, the jig is up. Ooh. Last book you read? I just finished reading The Unfinished Tales by J.R.R. Tolkien yesterday. It's taken me 2 months because I read it on the train, and you know what? It takes ages, but it's such a good book. If you like Lord of the Rings, like every single aspect of Lord of the Rings is explained in so much detail. And I'd recommend it if you like Lord of the Rings. If you don't like Lord of the Rings, they're unfinished tales. I don't know how much you can get out of that. The book you are currently reading. Well, as I just finished this book yesterday, I'm going to start reading The Hobbit and then The Lord of the Rings again. So, The Hobbit, basically. Last show you watched? I just watched an episode of Seinfeld last night where I was like, oh my god, this would totally happen to me. And if you have seen Seinfeld, it's the one with the limo driver, where they get in a limo that's not meant for them, and they get a free ride, but it turns out that the guy that was supposed to be in this limo driver wasn't necessarily the type of person you'd want to pretend to be. So it's definitely something that would happen to me. Last person you talked to. I literally just talked to Dodie through the walls about 1 minute ago to ask her a question. So, exciting life I lead. You can say hello. I hope the microphone picked that up. The relationship between you and the last person you texted. The last person I texted was Luke Cutforth, who texted me Evan Edinger, because we're going on a trip to Slovenia tomorrow, and they spelled my name Evan Edinger. He's just a good friend of mine. He's probably one of the first British friends I've ever made, and I met him through YouTube. Favorite food? Cornbread. 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 Place you want to visit? I would really love to visit Japan. Like, Japan's always been up there as a place I want to visit. I want to hike Mount Fuji. I want to go to Tokyo. I want to go to Kyoto. I want to go to, like, the middle of nowhere Japan. Like, I just want to explore Japan for, like, a whole year. But how likely is that going to happen, really, in my life? I need to make that a goal, okay? Set my goals, and I will do it one day. Last place you were. I feel like this question is really weirdly worded, and it sounds like I'm playing Mario Kart against Yoda, and he's like, last place you were. And I'm like, listen, Yoda, you cheated. You used a blue shell in second place. It's not even allowed to happen. But the last place I was here, in Dovenflat. Before this, I guess it was at work, in, like, St. Paul's, so... That's a weird question. Do you have a crush? Yes, and I'm currently dating my crush, so everything works out now, doesn't it? Last time you kissed someone? 2 nights ago. So, this is the TMI tag. I should have done this before I started dating someone. Last time you were insulted. I checked up on one of my old videos that's pretty popular right now, and I found this comment from a guy that called me a specky nerd. And I was like, what does specky mean? I actually had to Google it, and it turns out it just means someone that wears glasses. And I was like, how is specky an insult? You wear glasses. You wear a shirt, you shirty nerd. What? How? This is 2015. What instruments do you play? I can play the clarinet. Don't know why I had to do this for you. I just wanted you to know. This is how you play the clarinet. My reed would always be green. I had like a wooden one, and like maybe I should have just changed my reed a bit more. That is a bit TMI, isn't it? But I also know how to play guitar, roughly, and I'm pretty good at ukulele. And I know how to play like 2 songs on piano. So I wish I knew how to play piano more, but mostly the songs that I write for is the ukulele. Favorite piece of jewelry? If I had the Lord of the Rings One Ring, I would wear it every day, but I don't own any jewelry, so I don't have a favorite piece of jewelry. Unless you're referring to this picture where I wore my class ring. Look at that classy guy. Look at that. Didn't even mean to make that point. Don't be mad at my great puns. Last sport you played. I don't really play sports often, and it took me a while to come up with this, but I played laser tag with my company that I worked for in September, so does that count as a sport? Last song you sang. You just witnessed me singing I'm Ready, and also Sloth More Slump. Sloth More Slump. So, one of those two. I still can't handle Sloth More Slump. Favorite chat-up line? I don't really have a favorite chat-up line because that's like memorizing something to say to someone that someone else probably came up with so that they'll think you're funny, whereas in my opinion it's much better to come up with stuff on the spot, so depends on how she is, what he or she looks like, and then make up a pun on the spot. Much better, and also much more likely to work than, oh, how much does a polar bear weigh? Enough to break the ice. Okay, I've heard that before on an internet forum. Congratulations. However, I do like the, do you have a mirror in your pocket? Because I can practically see myself in your pants. I just think that's really funny. I would never use it, but it is fun. Have you ever used it? No, I just went over this. No. Last time you hung out with anyone. Hey, Dodie, can you come here real quick? Can you just sit next to me in the bed? The last time I hung out with anyone wasn't right now, because Dodie will not comply, but who needs makeup? You're beautiful! No! I hung out with the girl I'm currently dating, and we watched My Neighbor Totoro 2 days ago, so that was lovely. And since then, I haven't hung out with anyone, because I had a headache yesterday, so I just kind of came home and went straight to sleep. Who should answer these questions next? Well, I had to do quite a search, because every one of my friends has done this tag, except for Zoella, so Zoe, do the video, do the TMI tag. It's time to get into the too much information. Hopefully you do it. Anyway, if you guys did like this video, please give it a big like below, and also be sure to subscribe because I make new videos every Sunday. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys next week. Goodbye. Hey, could you be a bit louder out there, man? Please, take the garbage a bit louder. I'd like to hear every single bag. Thank you, sir. Who should answer these questions next? Dodie, do you want to be tagged? Yeah, everyone's done this video. I don't know who you know who hasn't? Zoella. I will literally... Hi there, everyone. What was this? I'm like breaststroking. Hi there, everyone.